Oh man, we haven't been here in a while. It's been almost a year, but I'm excited to get 2024 down and rolling. But for the people that's new here and they don't know about it, we're gonna roll the intro. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. So today we're going to be doing something a little different. I've never done anything like this to this extent. We tried to step it up. I say we as if we're a big company. Pretty much just me. I stepped it up in 2023 trying to up my game, and in 2024 I really kicked it up a different notch so far. So I reached out to this company. I've been a fan of their products. I followed them for a while. They were actually one of the first on-camera monitors that I bought. And they decided to, I guess, branch out and do something a little bit differently. So they actually are now doing microphones. And I did not know that until I really saw it and deep dove into it when they reached back out and said, hey, we want you to test out this product. So we have the Feelworld PM1, I guess PM for podcast microphone 1. Because they say that this is supposed to be for podcasting, streaming, gaming, things like that. It's not really meant for a scenario like this. It's meant a lot for streaming and gaming, which I kind of have taken a downfall from. But I love those things, and I still use that microphone that's on my desk all the time. It's actually right there. The one that's on that right there is actually the microphone in this box. And I've tested it out, and I'm ready to tell you guys about it, all the good, all the bad, everything like that. They did not pay me to say any of the things. They just kind of sent the product to me to test it out and give y'all an honest review about it and let y'all know what I think about it. It's a $50 microphone. You can get 3 different options. Just the mic. You can get the mic with the stand, and then you can get the mic with the boom arm. I did not get the one with the boom arm because I already had one and they looked almost just alike, so I did not worry about getting that. I just got the one with the stand so I could test the stand out and then test the boom arm out with the one that I have already. But let's get into the unboxing. Let's dive a little bit deeper inside what comes in your new PM1. Got my handy dandy blade here. Keep that in the shot right there. Of course, I got the back of the box. I really do like it. I like the way it looks so far. It is meant for podcasting, recording, streaming, and gaming. I mean, what else do you need a microphone other than one of those 4 things right there? It's obviously made by the same company. It's made by Feelworld. It's got a USB-C connector, so this is supposed to work with your computer as well as your phone, anything like that that has USB-C connectors. An XLR connector. It has an RGB light effect. I'm excited to see how that works because there's a few things that I've seen people talking about it, so I'm excited about that. One key mute. You know, pretty generic thing. A lot of things nowadays just have the touch to mute something, and then knob control volume. So excited to see how good that works. This is all the types of stuff that it has and the features it has in it. Feelworld. So let's just get into it. Let's open it up, see what the unboxing is like. If you're wondering, I have the one that has the desktop stand because I already have an arm right here that I can just replace it with, so I'm gonna do that as well and test that out. But I wanted to have the stand just so I could have it sitting here looking really pretty. This is a really heavy duty. It's got a cool little felt pad on the bottom. Looks really nice. It's really heavy. Set that right there. Let's go a little bit deeper. We got the instruction manual. We're probably not going to use that, but we're going to set it right there anyway. This is a height extension for the arm of it. So if you needed to be a little bit taller on your desk, it can do that. Here is the USB-C connector. So it has two different sides. One side is USB-C, and then the other side splits off into USB type A and USB type C. So excited to test that out and see how well it works. It's got little arrows to show you what's what. And this is what I was talking about. If you have the XLR cable, here it is. If you have that connector, I'm not going to be using this, but there is going to be times where I will need this, so I'm not going to get rid of it. Just going to set it aside for right now. And the highly anticipated microphone. Wow, straight out the box, it feels really good. It feels really high quality. I like the way that it looks. It looks very sleek. It looks very Shure SM7B. If you know anything about microphones, you're gonna know. It's got a windscreen already. This is gonna be the RGB. I've seen that it lights up all the way around. This knob is not clicky, which is it just kind of has a tactile turn. I wish that this knob was clicky. That'd be pretty cool. And then there's your connectors on the back. You got USB, XLR, and then there's actually a headphone monitoring that you can do to plug into that. So let's get it all put together and let's test it out. So, a funny little story. I actually messed up the audio on the last clip and none of the audio worked. So I literally sat there for 5 minutes and talked to myself. So I'm gonna do a voiceover with the mic instead. That way y'all can still get a test of what the audio sounds like, and it's going straight into my computer through the USB. I'm not gonna waste your time. We're gonna break down the things that I talked about in the actual video that didn't work. I really like this microphone. I wound up not using the stand that it's on right now just because I already had the monitor arm and I liked it better, and this is not long enough. The little piece that I show is just not long enough to set on your desk and be close enough to your mouth to get a cool audio sound. So beforehand I did have the HyperX microphone, and I do like that microphone a lot. It is more expensive than this one, but there is some stuff that I think that this mic still does better, and I think there's some things that that mic does better. Some things I like about this one is I like the fact that it looks like the Shure SM7B. I like the fact that it's small and compact, and it just looks really, really clean. It's all metal. I like the pop filter that's on it. A thing that I don't necessarily like that much is this ring around it. It looks really good, but you can't control it. You just kind of have to let it do whatever it wants to do. Unless you're muting it or unmuting it, it'll be red. But the thing that I liked about the HyperX was you could just touch it and it turns all the way off to make sure you know for sure that it's not on, and that way it's, you know, just sitting there. But I've already found out from the little time that I've used it that I don't like the fact that it doesn't ever turn fully off. I've had it, you'd have to unplug it to then have it have no light on it, which is a big downfall for that. I don't think that should be a thing. I think there should be some way to turn that RGB light all the way off. So on the back of the HyperX, it does have different cardioid patterns and things like that, but I never ever use them. You probably will never actually ever use them. It's just a good thing for them to make more money when they sell it. I think it would be nice to still have that on here, but with this having USB and XLR connections, I mean, how do you beat that? You know, the other one just has, and most of them just have USB or they just have XLR. So to be able to have both is really, really nice, especially coming in at the price point that this mic is coming in at. I will say I don't like the knob. It's okay, but I feel like it should have some kind of clicky mechanism to it. It just kind of has a tactile turn. I feel like they could have done that way better than having this little cheap little knob on here, because this is the only piece of plastic on here. All the knobs, handles, the mic itself, everything is all metal, and the only plastic is the little knob. But it does work really quick. It's really responsive, and I just wish that it clicked. You know, like I feel like everybody's kind of wanting something to click nowadays and touch, and it just, the tactileness just doesn't do it well enough. You know what I mean? One of the things also is the touch is somewhat sensitive. It's not as sensitive as I would like it to be, just because if I'm hanging it from that boom arm and I have to touch it, that means it's gonna have to bounce up and down, and this one doesn't have the shock mount, so it's gonna make a sound whenever you touch it, and it goes up and down, up and down, up and down. So I wish this was a little bit more sensitive, but for what it is, it's not horrible. I've seen way worse touchscreen type things, and it's definitely not bad. But yeah, really, it's just those few things that I don't really care too much about. I like this RGB ring. I think it looks really, really good. It's diffused really, really well. I just wish that there was a way to control it and turn it all the way off when I don't want it on there, because I don't want to be sitting in a podcast room and it just be floating around whatever color. I'd like to make it a solid color. I'd like to be able to change it. So if they do come out with a software where you can change it, that would be probably the best thing for them to do, and to also have the software somewhat make it to where you can have effects or gain levels or something like that. Just something to go a little bit deeper than just having it plug and play. A lot of people do want just plug and play, but just to have something to go a little bit deeper would be really, really helpful. But yeah, that's gonna be pretty much the end of the video. I didn't do an outro. I did, but I had to redo it. So this is going to be the outro of the video. I want you to let me know how you think this microphone sounds. I think it sounds really, really good, and I have zero complaints about it. All the stuff that this thing does, this packs a huge punch for only being $50. They have a few other options for $60 and $70. All those things is just having this stand or having the boom arm, but for the microphone itself, for being only $50, almost $60, it's really, really good. But I want you guys to let me know what you think about it in the comments below. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, the whole 9 yards. You know what to do. That's gonna be it for this one. Peace out, and I'll see you next time.